Welcome back, my soon-to-be organized internet friend. This is where the real excitement starts. We are now entering the production phase, and we're on to the next step, which is sorting. You already know how to do this, I guarantee it. Remember those stacking games from kindergarten? Those pieces were all of different shapes and different colors, and at some point you figured out which ones went together and which ones didn't. And at that point you learned an important lesson. You could group things together based on criteria. This is not all that different from those early childhood lessons. In fact, it's the exact same procedure. So what we're going to do now is sort. And if you did a good job in the previous step and you gathered everything that you need to work with, you have a solid foundation. Consolidation is done, everything is in one place, and now we have to group things together in a logical way. This is an essential step in the organizing process because it lays the foundation of what comes next, which is decluttering. You see, without sorting your items, you won't be able to make good decisions on what to keep and what to let go of. And then you end up organizing everything, which is usually a pretty big waste of time. Yes, it's hard to let things go sometimes, but that's partly why we sort. Sorting helps to get rid of FOMO, meaning fear of missing out, because you'll be able to see that you won't be completely without even if you let some things go. For example, if I have 28 blue skirts and they're not in the same place, I can't compare them to each other. I won't be able to tell just how many I have and what condition they're in. So in isolation, I'm more likely to keep something just because. But seeing those items side by side, well, that's different. Now you start to say to yourself, yes, maybe I don't need this one because I have a newer one that I would rather wear, and maybe I can let this one go or donate this to charity, right? So you see, sorting helps guide us to those types of decisions. And plus, as a bonus, it sends a soothing signal to your system that you will have enough and you'll be just fine, and that helps tremendously. Sorting also foreshadows what type of organizing system that you might need, because when you sort, you start to pick up on some patterns. And you might notice that you always buy the same type of outfits or whatever it happens to be, based on some random criteria. I'm a fan of classic black slacks, for example. They work with anything, so I buy those a lot. When you are disorganized, you tend to repeat buy more than the average person because you can't find what you're looking for. But that problem goes away completely when you're organized because you know that you already have enough. It saves a lot of money. So that's why we sort, but how do you go about it? Well, we usually recommend that you start by sorting, format, and type. It's the most straightforward way to tackle any collection. So if we go back to the closet scenario, since it's an easy example, how would you do that? Well, to see exactly what you have in your collection, you would group items based on what something is into those categories. So all jeans would go together, all skirts would go together, all sweaters would go together, and so on. Easy peasy, right? If you have a lot of items, then you may have to add on another criteria or two in order to make better decisions. So for example, if I did have 28 blue skirts in a big pile, it might also help to divide them into groups based on size. And then that way I could make an easier decision based on what fits and what doesn't. So the whole idea behind sorting is to give you a good overview of what you have so that you can make great decisions in the next step without feeling frazzled. And let me remind you, nothing is set in stone here, so don't worry about making mistakes. Bring it back to basics and you'll do just fine.